Buongiorno, mi chiamo Diletta e lavoro in BIMobject come Customer Success Manager per il mercato italiano. Oggi ricapitoliamo il Q4 Webinar Product Launch che abbiamo tenuto in lingua inglese il 16 novembre. Il webinar è stato ora sottotitolato in lingua italiana. Cominceremo con una introduzione di Matthew Jackson, il nostro Business Development Manager, dove daremo un'occhiata all'evoluzione del BIM e al futuro di BIMobject. In seguito vi presenteremo i 3 nuovi strumenti di marketing che sono stati introdotti sulla nuova piattaforma, la dashboard, l'email campaigns e di search ads o promoted product. In ultimo vi mostreremo la sessione di Q&A con il nostro product expert Johan Drissel. Se in tale fase dovessero sorgere domande potete contattarci in chat e vi risponderemo in diretta. Ovviamente resto a disposizione anche nel mio indirizzo email che troverete nel chat box. Vi auguro una buona visione.
Hello and welcome to BIMobject's Q4 product launch. And a big hello to all of you who have logged in, especially a big shout out to those early birds who have woken up or watching across the pond in the Americas. I hope your coffee is nice and hot. We are doing this event live right now, which means that you can say hello in the chat function in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen and also start queuing your questions in the Q&A panel. These questions we will answer at the end when I am joined by a special guest right here on the sofa, which is just out of your screenshot. Today we are broadcasting from a building called Slaghuset, here near our HQ here in Malmo. As an architect myself, I love old industrial buildings, and this old industrial building is now being transformed into a modern co-working space right here in the heart of the Malmo city centre. Malmo as a city itself is going through its own amazing transformation, coming from an industrial powerhouse into a cosmopolitan, technology-driven city. During the last launch, just 2 months ago from now, we introduced the new and improved BIMobject.com. And we also launched the new business dashboard, where you, as manufacturers, get an overview of your audience and how your audience interacts with your brand. Since that time, we have reached a huge milestone just last week. The year was 2011, and this was the year that the first season of Game of Thrones was released to the world, the same year that BIMobject started its own journey. Over the last 10 years, we have now amassed 100 million downloads, and we are accelerating every year on year through this trend. The demand is growing because the industry is maturing. If you have a look at some of our categories, furniture, 24 million, sanitary, 12 million, doors, 10 million, the list goes on and on. The demand is being driven from architects and engineers all over the world. This gives you, the manufacturer, an insight into the sort of work and the sort of needs that our users are driving. And a really good example of this is what software they are using. Globally, Revit is the clear outlier, but the wonderful thing about our data is don't just be fooled by this statistic. In the US, it's 85%, but in Europe, it's 60%, where Revit has 2/5. There's 2/5 of our users who use an alternative to Revit. Therefore, multiple formats are key to the European market and a really important part of the way to communicate with your customers. This data, of course, brings us to you the best insights in the world. This information tells us so many things about the industry globally. And as our customers, we present this information to you in new and exciting ways. And as I mentioned in the last quarter, we released this, the new dashboard and interface for you. And we are just at the very beginning of what values we can show you as a business. We have achieved all of this in the first 10 years. And we are so proud of what we've been able to do so far. But what is going to happen and how can we reach the next million milestone? Well, let's have a look at what's going on in the industry. When BIMobject was born back in 2011, only 15% of the European market used BIM processes on a daily basis. As of this year, according to independent research, this has now reached 44% and expected to grow sharply in the post-COVID-19 era. This is a really impressive number because you have to consider that just 60% of our planet has access to the internet, something which you and I take granted across many countries and right now are watching this online. So there is some really impressive numbers right there. Of course, we launched the new BIMobject last quarter, our next iteration, and it's bringing amazing new functionality, and there's a lot more to come in the pipeline. Sustainability data on the back of COP26 is a primary need for today's industry, and the data around performance, carbon, and global warming potential of your products is needed. BIMobjects are placing this information as the top of one of our priorities, and right now on BIMobject.com, this can be found as the top filter. Another really interesting area is mandates. We have a global BIM mandates handbook where you can read the current status of BIM mandates from 25 countries across the world, and this is a fantastic piece of work by the marketing department here at BIMobject. This handbook is free to download today, and there should be a link in the chat box right now. But enough from me. Let's talk about conversations at scale. And now we move on to Johan, who will start showing some of the new tools that enable you, the manufacturer, to start creating those conversations at scale. So Johan, over to you.
Thanks, Matthew. Hi, my name is Johan, and I'm the VP of Product Research here at BIMobject. And during my 10 years here at BIMobject, I've met hundreds of manufacturers within the construction industry, and they all ask me the same question. How do I know who's been downloading my products? Up until today, that question has been answered by a tool we call BIM Analytics. And in this tool, we allow you manufacturers to see who's been downloading and viewing your products based on where in the world they are and what they have as an occupation. Knowing exactly who's been downloading and viewing your products is of course very beneficial. But the insights needs to be put in a context where the data becomes actionable and easy to understand for you as a manufacturer. And that's why we recently introduced the new business dashboard. This dashboard represents an overall view how you are performing as a brand, and you get a quick understanding of what's your potential reach, your audience, and how you're performing compared to other companies on the platform. You also have access to other core products and services that BIMobject offer manufacturers, like being able to publish and maintain your BIM files, to be able to promote your products, to analyze your performance, and this is now all part of the new business dashboard to create an integrated user experience. So, to answer the eternal question about the profiles within my audience, I simply go to the new audience dashboard. What we now see is a curated list of all the users that have engaged within my brand, and I can configure the dashboard based on time, region, and occupation. This allows me to look at the most relevant segment for my business and understand how well my brand is performing in each of these segments. For example, if I'm interested to see how many architects I have in my audience that have downloaded a product within the last 30 days from within the United States, then similar to BIM Analytics, I can see who's currently looking for my products, where in the world they are, what company they work for, what their occupation is, and how they have engaged within my brand. The game changer here is that the data is now part of a unified workflow within the business dashboard. Meaning, I can now create email campaigns to further nurture my audience, and by doing so, I can create conversations at scale. From this view, I also have the option to grow my audience for certain products within a certain category and a certain region. And I can do so by promoting my products using search ads on BIMobject.com. But we'll talk more about that later in this webinar. So this was the essence of the new audience view. Thank you, and back to you, Matt.
Buongiorno e benvenuti su BIMobject. Mi chiamo Diletta e lavoro come Customer Success Manager in BIMobject. In questo video vi spiegherò il funzionamento di un nuovo tool chiamato Campaign, ora disponibile gratuitamente per i clienti che hanno acquistato il pacchetto premium. Il goal del tool è creare engagement con la vostra audience attraverso l'invio di newsletter che contengono una call to action. Ad esempio, potrete usare Campaign per esortare gli users a seguire i vostri social network oppure per invitarli ai vostri webinar. Ora vi mostro come funziona. Per accedere al tool dovete andare su Business App, selezionare il tasto Promote, Email Campaign, Create Campaign. Come primo step dovete scegliere la vostra audience e denominarla. L'audience che potete selezionare si divide in due categorie. Chi ha fatto almeno un download di un vostro prodotto in un lasso di tempo che va da 7 giorni a un anno e i vostri follower. Una volta selezionata la vostra audience, potete passare alla selezione del prodotto. La scelta può essere singola oppure multipla. In seguito potete filtrare la professione degli user. E lo stato di loro provenienza. Ricordatevi che potrete raggiungere solo l'audience negli stati che avete acquistato da contratto. Come vedrete in alto, la vostra audience sarà quantificata e targetizzata sulla base dei filtri che avete impostato. Cliccando su Audience List potrete avere informazioni più dettagliate sugli utenti che state raggiungendo. Una volta terminati questi passaggi, potete cliccare su Procedi per creare il testo della newsletter. Come prima cosa selezionate il topic, cioè l'argomento della vostra newsletter, aggiungete il titolo, l'immagine ed il testo da voi prescelto. Arriviamo ora alla parte importante, il bottone. Come vi dicevo, è importante inserire una call to action nella newsletter ed il bottone serve appunto a questo. Io scelgo di inserire Follow us on LinkedIn. Ed in seguito aggiungo l'URL relativo alla mia pagina LinkedIn. Una volta compilati tutti i campi, possiamo vedere una preview iniziale della nostra campagna sulla destra, ma volendo abbiamo anche la possibilità di inviarci una mail per avere una preview precisa della nostra newsletter. Realmente potremo inviare la campagna agli user cliccando il tasto Lancia la campagna. Io ora provo a inviarmi una mail per fare un check finale. Ora la campagna è stata inviata alla mia mail e io posso fare un check per controllare quale sarà l'aspetto finale che i miei user vedranno. Vi ricordo che dopo qualche ora all'interno di questa dashboard potrete vedere i risultati della vostra campagna. Grazie per la vostra attenzione, in caso di domande non esitate a contattarci.
Hello, my name is Annalie. I'm the product owner of the marketing suite that will help the manufacturers to actually collaborate with the users. BIMobject is a massive marketplace with millions of users that is browsing the objects, looking for designs to bring into their drawings. Here you have a massive opportunity to be in front of the users so they actually pick you and add it to the design. So you can be a part of the digitalization journey in the building industry. Being on a global market platform has its challenges. If you're not a big player, or let's say that you launched a product that you would like to show for a new audience. But we have the solution for you. Searched ads is the new tool that will boost your content, so you will actually match your product with the right audience. Let me show you how to create a search ad. This is a made-up brand called Plants, and I select olive tree. And then I go to the regions, and then I select Germany here. Now we need to add the impression level. Will we go for 1 week or 2 weeks? And I decide 2 weeks on this. Once that is done, the customer success will call you and schedule when you would like to publish this, and also the evaluation of this. When my ad for the olive trees is published, this is what it will look like for the German users searching for olive trees to add into their design. That is search ads in a nutshell. So don't forget to try this tool and have fun.
Well, thank you, Annalie, there for that great introduction to our new tool for search ads on BIMobject. So now let's move to the last section, where I'm now sat down, been standing up for so long, joined by somebody who needs no introduction, Johan, who you've just seen at BIMobject for 10 years. I thought I'd been here a long time. Who's here to answer some Q&A, so get those questions in. But let's get going. We've got 3 questions already that have come in from our audience, Johan. So the first question is about the new audience view, which you introduced earlier today. Mm-hmm. When is this tool available? People seem to be quite excited about it already.
Awesome. Yeah, it is available already. We released everything this morning.
Great.
So if you have a customer account on BIMobject.com, you can already now log in and take part in all the new features we released.
Great. Actually, and that's kind of the next question. Who has access to that? I think I mentioned earlier it's premium customers, right?
Exactly. So for this new audience view, our premium customers have access to this and can utilize it fully already. But of course, if you're a customer on another price tier, they will get a preview. But you also have the option to reach out to their customer success manager to get a demonstration, how it works, and so on.
Good. Oh, awesome. So the next question comes in is about kind of the next part of our group, and that's the business app. How is that connected to the email campaigns? Is there a way kind of you navigate your way through, I guess?
Yeah, exactly. So the connection is seamless. You enter the new audience view where you can do filtering and set up segments of user and so on. Mm-hmm. And then you bring that set of your audience over to the email campaign tool, where you then would create your campaign by adding your content.
Oh, that sounds nice and seamless. Mm-hmm. And the next question, we're going to jump over to what Annalie was talking about, the new kind of the search ads part of the platform. How many products can a customer promote at any one time? Like, what's the limit? What's the rules? Kind of like, how is this being rolled out?
Yeah, so today customers can choose 1 to 3 products in one campaign, but of course they can do multiple campaigns in different categories and so on. But the limit within one campaign is up to 3 products.
Fantastic. And what's the kind of the general feedback that we've had so far from customers? I mean, the business app was launched just 2 months ago. We're already iterating a new set of tools on that to further kind of like the experience for the customers? And what kind of feedback have we had? I know you've been working very closely with customers the past couple of months.
Yeah, so the response from customers have been great. Of course, it's we follow up and do customer interviews, and we really want all feedback to come to us about everything we release. But so far, it's been great, and I'm super eager to get feedback on the new things we released today as well.
Superb.
So.
Yeah, we do love a good bit of feedback. At the end of the day, we're making tools for you, for the industry. We're going through an amazing digitization process, so it's exciting to present those new tools. And if there's no more questions, looking over to the desk, there is a question in chat. Just let me have a look. And I can't see it. It's technical world. It's in the Q&A now. Thank you. Okay, so here's the question. How do I exactly, let's read this. How do I see exactly who is following my business page when I'm a premium customer? I would like to see names, company names of my company followers. So what do I see? How does that work?
Yeah, so today that's actually part of the new audience view. So all customers have the potential to go there and segment out the followers themselves. So they will see who the followers are when they started following, and being able to actually bring them over into email campaigns as well.
Yep. A lot of our architects and engineers, they definitely favor certain brands. Brand recognition is really, really important, that experience, that information that they get. And we do find that a lot of our architects and engineers do follow brands very, very closely. And that's really great for you, and great to get customer buy-in across the board. So that's it. We just had 4 short questions. Thank you very much, Johan, for joining me very shortly on the sofa, and for your pre-recorded demonstration earlier. And that's all from us today. So on behalf of all of BIMobject, a big thank you for joining us. We'll be doing, of course, more quarterly product launches across the year in 2022. And it just leaves me with saying is that it's now November, it will soon be December. So enjoy your holiday season, get ready for an amazing 2022. And more importantly, as we're still in the midst of the global pandemic, make sure you stay safe. Thank you very much.